Welcome. This game is being played in real time, as you can see on the clock. Now, I'm going to stop this momentarily for analysis of certain spots. Other spots I may not cover. This started out really easy, as you can tell. Now, my basic strategy, so to speak, is, or my plan, is to try to solve it backwards. And if you see these cards in this area right here, what I'm looking to do is skip through all the way to the end and maybe undo like twice. I don't know if that'll make sense. It will make sense when you watch how we play. And when I undo those twice, what I'm doing is I'm saving these ones right here. I'm going to use the first cards last if possible. So if this queen is playable early, I'm going to save it. I'm not going to use it until the end, unless there's no other moves available. And the reason I'm doing that is there's like 24 cards in this pile, and what I'm trying to do is solve that. And I'm trying to maximize my chances. The more looks I get, the more I can shuffle the cards around. Because if you notice, there's three of this card right here. And because there's three of those cards right there, you can only take this one and move it at first. So I can only move the queen at one spot. The more I go through and move it on the back end, the more chances I'll have. So I want to use the early cards strategically later on. And that's an important distinction here. I want to use these early cards strategically later on if I see something. So if I am moving this queen right here, I need to have a good reason. So yeah, I'm getting off to a pretty good start here and just trying to cycle through everything. Now I'm going to run into some problems a little bit later. Right now it's just a matter of making every move possible. And if you can see, there's a little trick I have. I just missed it, but I'll get to it later. The move that I missed here is that this 5 of spades can go up top where the 4 of spades is. And to do that, what I'm going to need to do is take the 4 of diamonds. Use a different color there. I'm going to take the 4 of diamonds and move it over to here. Okay? And then after I move the 5 of spades up into this pile right here, that allows us to move the 5 of clubs over, which opens up the 9 of hearts, which is underneath the 5 of clubs. So, yeah, that's pretty much the analysis of that move in a nutshell. A little trick, it can be very helpful toward solving these type of problems here. Now, earlier, if you remember, we had saved the queen, 7, and 4, which I've got on the screen there. And the reason we had saved it is for this moment right here. We ran out of moves, so now we're going to use that and try to figure out a way to solve this here. All right, slowly moving the cards back and forth. As you can see, there's a few that I haven't figured out yet, but slowly working my way through this pile here. And at some point, it's kind of becoming clear to me that there's a little bit of a problem. And that problem is I don't have the 2 of hearts. So the 2 of hearts is somewhere in here. The question is, how do we get to it? And the answer involves backtracking. In fact, we're going to have to use the undo button. It's going to involve doing a lot of moves and then figuring out if we can get there. You may have noticed that I was picking up this 3 of hearts right here. This is kind of a problem. And the reason it is a problem is because underneath the 3 of hearts, there's this card called the 4 of clubs. What I'd like to do is put the 4 of clubs up here, along with the 5 of clubs, and who knows what else. The problem is, unfortunately, this 3 of hearts is blocking. It's blocking the 4 of clubs. So any path to solving this cannot involve the three of hearts. The three of hearts has to go back. So I am undoing moves until the three of hearts is gone and trying to see if I can find another variation to solve this. Okay, we're kind of back to square one. I'm not moving the three of hearts. I'm going to move other cards, but I'm not going to move that three of hearts. And see if I can figure out a way to get these piles down. Again, I'm going to go back to the basic strategy I was saying earlier, where I start from the top down, or the cards toward the end, and then work my way back. I might be able to go a little faster here just because I know of some of the layouts. The tricky thing is to weave these cards out of the pile. There's the Jack of Hearts there. And I'm going to play this. And let's see. All right, cycling through again. I will play the queen eventually, that red queen, but I'm saving it for last. All right, just cycling through. Yeah, I decided to play that move. No, I'm not going to play that move yet. Sometimes I like to see what's under the card and then undo it, just so I can figure out, okay, I have this move, I don't have this move. It's easier to watch it and then hit pause and then, oh, okay. Anyway, cycling through here, see if I can find that move. Let's see, nothing there, nothing there. All right, there's a move. 2 of clubs, 3 of clubs, 4 of clubs, and then that opens up a bunch of stuff. I have a lot of options here. And I'm trying to wait till last. Okay, now I can move the red queen. That's nice. I had a little debate with myself over whether to put these queen and jack down here. I ended up taking that because I felt like that was the most value for the move versus the other move, which you can just simply move this pile over here. I think the reason I did that too was because the card that was under here I didn't really like. There is, a different variation on that as well. The main thing I think in my brain right now, strategy-wise, what I'm trying to do is basically I'm trying to get this pile, this 4 of clubs pile right here. I'm trying to build that up. So I'm trying to find, if I can find the 5 of clubs, 6 of clubs, 7, 8 of clubs. I'm trying to build that up. And if I can do that, maybe I can work out another pile. And then eventually free something up to where I can get, maybe find the deuce of hearts. Because what I'm really looking for is, can I get the ace of hearts, the deuce of hearts, something in that pile right there. If I can do that, I might have a chance at solving this. Just maybe. In this spot here, I'm a little fatigued. I missed an obvious move. I'm just going to point it out to you and then fast forward it. But this is supposed to go right here to open up this pile, of course. Now that we've moved the 6 of spades, we have more choices here. We can start moving some stuff around. This goes here, the queen goes there. And yes, we got the ace. We got the ace of hearts. And now the tricky thing is, can we find the deuce of hearts? I mean, I know the deuce of hearts is in the pile with the 10 of spades. We know that from earlier. But the question is, can we get to it, or how do we get to it? So I'm cycling through, just trying to find a move here, find a move there, and see if I can't work some of these up. See, nothing there, nothing there. I'm, checking back and forth, trying to see where that extra move will come from. Don't see anything there. And cycling through. Oh, there's a 5 of diamonds can go up, and the spades. 5 of spades, but then nothing with the 3 of hearts yet. After playing around with this for a little while, it becomes abundantly clear to me that I need to undo a few moves to free up the 7 of clubs. Because what I'd like to have the 7 of clubs do is be used and put it into this pile right here on top of the 6 of clubs. And then maybe, potentially, just maybe, I could even later move this 8 of clubs up into that pile as well. But in order to do that, I've got to do some backtracking to see if I can free it up. All right, more on the 7 of clubs. What it's currently at is right here. Can't really do anything with that. What we want it to be is to look something like this. That's what we want it to be. In order to do that, what we need to do is move out a certain number of cards. I think the count is 2 because if we move one, it goes here. If we move a second one, it'll be on the top. So we got to figure out, where it was at the start of this, and then backtrack with the undo button, and then take out whatever cards we can, or we hopefully can take out, and move those. So when this resets, the 7 of clubs is going to look like this. My goal right now is to try to get cards out of here. And in order to do that, what I need to do is move some of these clubs out of the way. Particularly if I could move this 8 of clubs, find a 9 of clubs, and of course move the 10 of clubs out of the way. If I can do that and move those up top, what that's going to do is it's going to free open this 10 of spades, where it can go over here. That's the goal anyway. And of course right there we can move the 10 of spades, and that's going to open up a bunch of cards, including that vaunted 2 of hearts. Now it's just a matter of solving the rest of this. This should be pretty easy, but apparently I miss a little bit here, and I'll explain exactly what I'm missing. So as you probably noticed, I'm having a hard time. I'm not finding a spot for the 8 of diamonds right here. But there's a pretty easy solution to that. And if you'll notice, there is this 10 of clubs right here. Alright, well the 10 of clubs doesn't help at all, but there's a 9 of clubs underneath that. So if we put the 10 of clubs underneath the jack of diamonds, and then the 9 of clubs, subsequently, if we put that over here underneath the 10 of diamonds, if we put the 9 of clubs under the 10 of diamonds, that gives us a black 9, and it allows us to move this 8 of diamonds, this red 8, underneath it. And when we do that, we just need to move the 7 of hearts, which would be pretty easy to do, because then we can move an 8 of clubs, which would be underneath it. We can move the 8 of clubs, of course. I've got way too many colors going here. We can move the 8 of clubs from this pile underneath the 9 of diamonds right here, and then that would open up a spot for the 7 of hearts, and then the rest is pretty easy to solve. So with that in mind, after a little bit of backtracking, I finally figure out, okay, I can move that 10 of clubs right there, and then eventually I figure out the other aspects of it after cycling through. Don't exactly do it in the order I drew it up, but yeah, kind of. So, okay, there's the 8 of diamonds, and now, voila! 3 of hearts can be moved. Oh, gotta move the 8 of clubs first. Okay, 8 of clubs goes there, and then the 7 of hearts can be moved, and bingo, solved it. And that wraps this up. Thank you for watching.